welcome back to another episode of The Mind of Reese. I am doing this again, IG Live, loving you guys here and here on all podcast platforms, all the good stuff. So welcome back to another episode of The Mind of Reese. Hello, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you all here on IG Live. Give me a fire emoji in the comments. Love to hear from you. Love seeing you guys so much. Let's go fucking passive. This episode is all about passive income, how we make that money while we be making that money. This past weekend, I was in Tennessee at a tattoo convention that I get invited to every single year. I'm very selective about the tattoo conventions I go to these days because I don't tattoo as much as I used to since my business has branched out and exploded and scaled in such a different direction that now tattooing feels like I have just retired into the middle of the mountains of Italy, and it feels like one of those things where my whole desire when I first became a painter back in my early 20s was when I was like, one day I'm going to retire in the middle of the Italian mountains on a vineyard where I'm just going to be painting my little heart out. I essentially feel like I've retired before I've even hit 40 in tattooing and get to still continue to tattoo amazing things without relying on it to pay my bills. So I get paid. I have a paid, beautiful hobby that I absolutely love. So this past weekend, I was just at a tattoo convention and I was, loving on my clients, painting on people's skins, and literally made $22,000 in sales. I made $12,000 from a 5-minute DM conversation. This is literally in between conversations with my client, who I am overjoyed that they fly out all over the world to come get tattooed by me. And while in between having a bathroom break and me talking on Instagram to a client, to a mentorship client, a beautiful, incredible coach, healer, guide who desired to go the distance with me, spend a year long with me, spent $12,000 after a 5-minute DM. I sold out a retreat spot for $3,000 without posting anything about it, anything about my retreat for 2026. We already have 6 people coming to my retreat in 2026. Haven't even posted about it yet. I have over $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. I've made $25,000 from a $22 offer, moving people through psychosomatics. So how am I able to make money? The question always is, how are you able to make money every single day, passive sales, launch sales, DM sales, whether or not you're posting, whether or not you're on, whether or not you're in a launch? And I'm going to come back to this every single fucking time. When you build a methodology, signature fucking method, an embodied framework. All because I built a methodology, signature frameworks that works over and over and over and over again. Am I able to close 5-minute DMs for $12,000 to be able to, have people selling out my retreat spaces without even me talking about it? You see, the difference between building a business and building a body of work, between hustling for every dollar and scaling in your sleep, is a methodology. Now, for those of you high-level entrepreneurs who are just like, fuck, Reese, I'm here, I'm in my one-to-ones, I've built a brand, I'm killing it, I'm doing great things, I know how to make money, I know how to move money, but I want to continue to scale that, right? So I would just want to be clear with you that you're not fucking confused, you're not inconsistent, you're not too much, you're not too multi-passionate. You're just uncodified. Maybe I feel too much. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe I'm too multi-passionate, right? It's none of those things. You're just uncodified. You've got brilliance pulsing through you, but you keep selling the vibe instead of the value. You're sitting on a body of work that could build generational fucking wealth, change the fucking world, and scale without burning you out because you haven't built your method yet. But it feels like you're reinventing the wheel every time you open your fucking mouth, right? You're sitting on gold. You're sitting on gold. And the fact that you haven't codified it yet is the reason why it feels like if you are at this point of you're like, I'm going from one-to-one to one-to-many, and you don't know how to codify that method, you're pretending that you don't know how. I'm going to tell you one thing. You're pretending you don't know how because you know how. So every time you launch, you're reinventing your positioning, you're retelling your story, you're reselling your magic like it's the first time, and it's exhausting yourself in the process. And that ends today. That ends today. You don't need another offer. You need a method. If you want to go from one to one to one to many, you want to start making passive sales, you want to start making money while you're making money, let's clear this up once and for all. You don't need another offer. You need a method. What I do want to say about what a method is or what it is not, okay? A method is not a 7-day challenge you slap together. A method is not a flow chart pointing circles. It's not a cutesy acronym. It's not a list of affirmations. It's not a Frankenstein mashup of every coach you ever hired. It's not a vibe. It's not a Pinterest fucking mood board. If you can't map it, measure it, and replicate it, it's not a method. It's just marketing fluff. And the reason why so many people get so stuck, and it's like this aspect of being stuck in your body. You're just like, I don't know what to say every single day in the online space. I don't know what content to post. Like these different aspects, like these different blocks you feel in your body every day when you're like, how do I get more sales? How do I make someone move? How do I? And when really it actually gets to be so simple. See, a real method, when you build your methodology, a real method doesn't just sound smart. It feels like the truth when you say it. It's a codified body of work rooted in your nervous system, refined through your lived experiences, and repeatable for your clients. It gets to be that easy. No more winging it. No more launching from scratch. No more feeling like you're selling a secret only you can understand. If you're still relying on your personality to carry your income, you're in a job you've created for yourself, not a business that builds without you, right? So there are two things I see high-level entrepreneurs, the ones scaling into global movements, building legacies, growing revolutions, and birthing cult status brands. This is what they do on their way to millions, on their way to 7 figures, multi-7 figures. And both of them will stall your empire if you're not careful, okay? So the first thing is they try to make it too pretty. Like the whole idea, like they live the transformation, this methodology that they're creating. They're like, I live the transformation. They walk themselves from breakdown to breakthrough. But instead of owning that path, they dress it up, overcomplicate it, and turn it into a convoluted monster that no client can follow. The hallmark of a real leader is simplification. Your ability to strip the noise and distill your medicine into something clear and repeatable. That's what makes you a category of one. Not glitter, not clever acronyms. The clarity is the flex. See, the funny thing is that I've done this in every iteration of my businesses. I've built a multi-6-figure business and 2 multi-million-dollar businesses. One as a painter, one as a tattoo artist, and now one as a mentor and a coach, a psychosomatics business coach. And every time I've done this, when I codified my magic to make it easier for me to create, that all of a sudden I had a method on how I got myself from here to here in the fastest, most successful, results-driven way possible for my client and for myself. It's how I was able to make more money. It's how I'm able to charge hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars per hour someone spends with me or per square inch on a canvas. And it's the same thing as codifying my magic as a mentor. So none of this has changed in my entire span of being an entrepreneur of 16 years. You codify your methodology to either get yourself where you are to where you want to go faster. You get your clients from where they are to where they want to go faster. They will pay for premium. They pay for premium because they see the result. They understand that this is how the method is going to be done. And they're like, yeah, I see how she's going to get me there. So the second thing that high-level entrepreneurs do to fuck shit up that really stalls them in their building their multi-7-figure empire is that they convince themselves that their work is too unique to codify. That every client is different, so they can't possibly create a repeatable framework. That's not humility, my friend. That's ego. That's the shadow little voice that says they need me every second or else it won't work. Right? I remember that. But here's the deal. If your people only get results when you're in the room, you don't have a business, you have a bottleneck, and bottlenecks don't scale. So here's what no one tells you. Okay, if your method isn't built in the body, it won't scale. That feeling of chaos, that I don't know how to explain what I do, that they just don't get it. Right? That's not a copy problem. That's not a messaging problem. That's your nervous system leaking clarity. On one side, ego wants performance. right? On the other side, ego wants to be needed. So on the one side, the people out there that are deciding that like simplification, they want to like over glitter it, and it's like, no, just simplify it as much as possible. High level category of one, global movements and leaders know how to simplify. They simplify it. They don't have to overdo it and over explain it to make it something pretty, right? That ego part of it is to perform success if you're trying to make it overly complicated, because humans, we love to make shit complicated. On the other side is that ego wants to be needed because of the fact that you're like, well, I can't make something unique unless they need me. They need me in order for it to get results. So people only get results when you're in the room. You don't have a business, you have a bottleneck. Okay, that's why psychosomatics is the missing key. It's the whole reason why when I started to realize that I hit an income ceiling, not because I couldn't hold more, but because I literally could not do more, I decided that that's where I was like, well, I want to crack the code of passive income. I want to crack the code of multiple income streams. So that's what I did. I realized I couldn't take on any more clients. I was booked out for a year. Now what did I do? I was like, okay, let's branch out. Let me do something that can sell without me. Now that I've done that, wow. Now all things, there's no ceiling. There's no income ceiling here. So this is why I feel like psychosomatics is the missing key to most high-level entrepreneurs, even to those who are doing the energetic work of identity work, even to those that are doing the work of emotional work. Like psychosomatics is the missing key, because every time you hit a new level, your ego flares and it merges with you. And it whispers, oh, no, you're confused. You're not ready. Who are you to lead this? This is where all the stories in the mind and you continue to believe that it's you when you're speaking. That's what's happening. So it merges with you. So not if you believe that story that's going on in your mind, and you believe the sensations that's going on in your body as fully you, and you're emerged with that experience, your body's blocked. And then your method is blocked. You block energy. Because your whole mind, you've basically trained your psyche to do the most boring job in the whole entire world, which is to, hey, I don't want to feel these things. I want to feel these things. Avoid all these things, all uncomfortable feelings, instead of training your body how to experience discomfort differently. That's what psychosomatics is all about. I teach you my method of unmerging, separating the self from the shadow that's been running your messaging, your money, and your momentum. Because when you stop building from performance and you start building from presence, your body becomes a sales page. Your shadows sell better than any content strategy. Your method becomes the movement, and you finally become understood without over-explaining yourself. Then what does this give you? It gives you all of the things that you need for your sales copy, your marketing copy, your content, your websites, all of the things that you need. Everything comes back to the method. So now let me walk you through what we actually build here, how we actually build a method, you guys, because this is what I do inside of Going to the Quantum. And I know that you guys have been eyeing this. I've been talking about this for a while now. So if you haven't already applied for Going to the Quantum, you're going to want to do so now, because this isn't just a facilitation certification. Yes, of course, you'll learn how to facilitate. You'll walk away with some psychosomatic tools and become a psychosomatic facilitator that you can use for yourself with your clients and with your clients. That's a fucking given. But who would I be if I didn't teach you something business related, right? I'm not here to just make you a better mentor, a better coach, a better leader, a leader of global fucking movements. I'm here to help you scale your business to multi-seven figures. Because the truth is, you can't have one without the other. You can't do all the identity work in the world, but if you never take strategic action, you'll stall out. And you can't stack all strategies. You can stack all the strategies you want, but if your body can't hold the next level of money, you'll sabotage it. You're going to learn how to facilitate psychosomatics. You're going to create a methodology that's codified, embodied, and scalable. You're going to build the messaging that makes you unmistakable, and you're going to design a cult status brand and movement that doesn't just make you money once, but creates millions of dollars in passive income. This is about growing generational wealth. This is also about healing generational and ancestral trauma. How about we do both at the same time? That sounds like a fucking kink to me. This is about becoming a method maker, a movement leader, a legacy builder. So how do we create a method? right? How do we create the method? Of course, I'm not going to leave you hanging here. We're going to step 1 here. Embodiment. Unmerge. One of my signature frameworks, the unmerging. We get underneath the performance. We find the real you, the self. Self-scaling. Not the curated, palatable version that you show up online with every once in a while. This is the nervous system work that gives you the voice of a leader, not a follower. Because people don't buy pretty, they buy presence, they buy resonance, they buy reverence, they buy conviction, they buy identity shifts. And you've got to go first, my friend. So that's step 1. Step 1 is embodiment. Step 2 is extraction. We map out only what you can teach. We pull your lived experiences, client results, shadows, somatic truths, and turn them into intellectual property. This is where your brilliance gets codified. No more fucking winging it. No more doubting, just clarity that no one can steal. Or if they do take it, it's because it's so fucking good that they don't know how to use it and that they're going to go and take it up. See, that's how you know you've done something right. The amount of things that have gotten stolen from me is crazy pants. So step 3, structure. Then we create your framework, your steps, your pillars, your philosophy, precision. Because if you can't teach it, scale it, and sell it, you don't own it yet. And then number 4 is amplification. We amplify it. Your method becomes your message. We infuse it into your content, your offers, your positioning. You stop chasing clients because your method pulls them in. That's when you hear people say, I don't know what this person does. All I know is that I need it. That's resonance. That's what a method does. Okay, you're not here to post cute carousels. You're not here to chase one more DM sale or fight the algorithm for fucking visibility. You're here to build something that scales with or without you. You're here to lead, to change lives, to create a body of work that lasts. You're a method maker, and methods make movements. So here's your question for today. Are you going to keep reselling your magic every damn day? Are you going to try to figure out what to post next that gets them to do whatever it is that you want them to do? Or are you finally ready and going to actually build the method that makes your work undeniable? The methodology, the signature framework that people go, fuck, I want that. Repeatable, with or without you, scaling with or without you. That's what we're doing inside of Going to the Quantum. So I know that you've been eyeing it, and I know that you've been dying to come in. You know, you're talking about 90 days of your life that will change it, not only from a perspective of impact, wealth, relationships to people, relationships to your clients, the level of leader that you move at, that level, that next level global movement leader. The one that stands up on stages, the one that writes books, the one that sells offers in 5 minutes in a DM because it's already been sold without you. That's what methods do. And if you're one of the next 3 people who applies and joins today, you'll get a 1-to-1 method mapping intensive for free with me. Okay, this is where you become unforgettable. Let's codify the fucking message. Let's do psychosomatic scaling. Let's turn your shadows into sales messaging. Build the method your empire will stand on. This is how you build a multi-7-figure global movement. Let's make the method that makes you millions. Okay? I love you guys. I hope you love this episode. Sending you all my love. Comment quantum. DM me. Let's have a conversation. Love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next episode.